Okay, let's talk about generative AI. It's everywhere, right? But what is it really beyond all the buzz? And more importantly, how can it actually help you in your day-to-day work? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to show you how to team up with this technology and turn it into, well, maybe your most productive coworker yet. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to properly introduce you to your new AI coworker. Then we'll take a quick peek under the hood to see how it thinks. After that, it's all practical stuff. We'll check out your AI toolbox, meet some specific assistants you can use today, and figure out how to pick the right one for the job. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking ahead, how to get ready for this new AI-powered future of work. Let's dive in. All right, first up, let's just reframe how we think about all this. Forget the complex code and all the intimidating jargon for a second. I want you to think of generative AI as a new member of your team. Seriously, it's like an assistant that's always on, ready to help you tackle your to-do list. You know the feeling, right? You're just buried under a mountain of repetitive tasks that are draining your will to live. Or maybe you're just staring at a blank page, completely stuck with a creative block. We've all been there. And these are the exact moments where an AI can be a total game changer. So what is it exactly? Well, here's the key. Generative AI doesn't just analyze information that's already out there. It actually creates something brand new and original from it. It can write an email for you, it can design a logo, it can even spit out computer code. It does this by learning the patterns from just massive amounts of data, and then it uses those patterns to generate something that's never existed before. So how on earth does it actually work? We're going to take a quick peek under the hood. But don't worry, you don't need a degree in computer science for this. It's just a simple look at the big ideas that make all of this possible. Okay, so at the very core of all this, you've got something called neural networks. Just think of these as the brains of the whole operation. They're actually designed to work a lot like our own human brains, which allows the AI to learn from examples, spot patterns, and get smarter and better over time. Now, a huge leap forward happened back in 2014 with something called GANs. And the idea is just brilliant. You basically have two AIs competing against each other. One AI, let's call it the artist, creates something new, like an image. The other AI, the critic, then tries to figure out if it's real or a fake. This constant battle forces the artist to get incredibly good at making you stuff that looks totally authentic. It was a complete game changer. Okay, that's enough of the theory. Let's get down to business and talk about your AI toolbox. We know what it is, we have a basic idea of how it works, so now how can it actually make your job easier? Like, starting today. Let's look at 4 big ways it can help. First, content creation. Think drafting emails, social media posts, even entire proposals in just seconds. Second, personalization. It can help you tailor marketing campaigns for specific customers. Third, it's an amazing creative partner, perfect for brainstorming and getting you past that creative block. And fourth, document automation. Imagine generating routine contracts and support docs automatically. It's all about freeing up your time for more important stuff. And honestly, that is just scratching the surface. AIs are now writing code, creating entire data sets for testing, handling customer support chats, developing really complex training simulations, and of course, translating languages. Its ability to just pop up and be useful in so many different areas is really its superpower. All this potential sounds great, but what tools can you actually go out and use? Let's meet some of the most popular AI assistants that are out there right now. You've probably heard of a bunch of these. For anything text-related, you've got giants like ChatGPT and Claude. If you want to create an image just by describing it, there's DALL-E. Then you have tools built right into the software you already use, like Microsoft Copilot. And that's not even getting into powerful translation or audio tools. The options are just exploding. Now hold on, there is one really important thing we have to talk about: copyright. See, these AIs learn by looking at, well, pretty much the entire internet. And that's raised some really serious questions about who owns what. So the big takeaway here is this: always be careful about how you use AI-generated stuff. And it's always a good idea to check the terms of service. With so many choices out there, how in the world do you pick the right one? It can feel a little overwhelming. So let's break down a super simple, step-by-step process to help you find the perfect AI tool for whatever you're working on. It really just boils down to 6 steps. First, know exactly what you're trying to do. Then, do a little digging to see what different tools are good at. From there, it's all about matching the tool's strengths to your needs and, making sure it's not too complicated to learn. Of course, you've got to think about cost versus the time you'll save. But honestly, The most important step is to just test them out. Use those free trials and see what clicks for you before you pay for anything. All right, let's wrap up by looking at the big picture. This technology isn't really about replacing people, it's about changing how we work. So the real question becomes, how do we adapt and even thrive by learning to work with AI as a true collaborator? This is so important. As AI gets better and better at things like crunching numbers or writing a first draft, our uniquely human skills become even more valuable. I'm talking about stuff like critical thinking, adaptability, real collaboration, and creative oversight. These are the things AI can support, but it can't replace. This is what will set you apart. So what's the plan? How do you get ready? Well, the best way is to just stay curious. Commit to learning about new tools as they come out. Look for little ways AI can make your own job easier, and then share what you find with your colleagues. But above all, focus on beefing up those irreplaceable human skills. Your creativity, your critical thinking, that's your real edge. And really, that's what it all comes down to. Generative AI isn't just another app on your phone. It's a totally new kind of tool, a new kind of partner. So the most important question isn't what the technology can do. It's what you are going to choose to do with it.